Today, you'll be receiving from a message full of God's power to help you become everything that God has created you to be. You know, God sent his son, Jesus, to die for you to have a life of abundance and for you to be an ambassador for him. What does that mean? That your life should represent his goodness. It's time to be about it. Tune in today's message and you'll be blessed.
Even here, if you read verse 30, after they saw that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego had an open heaven moment where they were saved from the fire, and then Jesus himself was standing with them in the fire. Even when God sends a miracle to uphold you in that situation, he also sends his presence in addition to it, because he's just that good. But verse 30 says, then the king promoted. Somebody say promoted. Somebody say promoted. He promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the province of Babylon. So not only were these guys saved and had a miracle that we're still talking about thousands of years later, they also received a promotion. I don't know what door just slammed in your face, but if you handle this thing right, on the other side of this thing is a promotion. What Satan meant for evil, God will turn it around for your good. And I hear somebody saying, there's no way this can turn it around. There's no way this can turn around. I did this to myself. Well, listen, God sent his son Jesus to shed the blood of Jesus so that even when you did something wrong, you don't run from God, you run to God, because he is the one who will clean you up, pull you out of the fire that you put yourself in, and then turn around. If you handle this thing right, will promote you. Turn to 1 John chapter 5. 1 John chapter 5. Closed doors, open heaven. 1 John chapter 5, if I can get there myself with one hand. 1 John chapter 5, verse 4 says this, for whatsoever is born of God overcometh the world, and this is the victory that overcometh the world, even our faith. Why am I reading this? Because I want to say this to you, for those of you hitting up against these closed doors that are slamming in your face. I want you to know this before I go any further. You can overcome this. You can survive this. I remember there was a song that came out, I'm a survivor. And my parents did not let us listen to any kind of secular music. And I know they can't play it for legal reasons, but this song came out, I'm a survivor, I'm not going. And I was blasting it in my house, and I got caught by my dad. He said, you shouldn't be listening to that. And I was like, man, I knew I should have had my headphones. So I used to get it done. I had a Walkman. Y'all remember a Walkman where it's a tape player? Those were a bomb, because I would have like BB and CC in there. And then I would turn on the radio. So I'd be in my room, rocking or whatever. And then my parents came in and I click the little button on the top, the button on the top of the Walkman that goes from radio to cassette. And then it'll be like, time to admit it. I'm so addicted, like Christian music. So they take them, what you listening to? Click. Anyway, so I didn't have my headphones on at that time. And he was like, you shouldn't be listening to this, in this house. And I was like, but it's saying I'm a survivor. That's a good thing. He said, you're not a survivor. You're an overcomer. Stop trying to survive, y'all. I think I'm going to make it. You aren't called to just make it. You are called to dominate. And some of y'all just need to recognize in the face of these doors that you can overcome whatsoever is born of God. You are born of God. Well, I'm not saved. You are born of God. It's your decision. If you ask Jesus to come into your heart, boom, that's all you need. You are an overcomer. I'm going to say it again. You are an overcomer. I want to say this. The Bible is filled with stories of closed doors and open heaven. Filled with. This is just a collection of stories of closed doors and open heaven. Let me give you some examples. Adam and Eve. Talk about a closed door. They got thrown out of the Garden of Eden. But guess what? They have an opportunity to still serve God. As a result of that, Jesus came into the world, the door that they closed, to open it for us. Mary, that's a closed door. Her man was like, oh, you pregnant by who? Yeah, I'm out. Angel appeared to him, talking about miracles, open heaven. See, this is an opportunity for you to experience a miracle in your life. Some of you all are wishing for a miracle. This never happens to me. Find whatever trouble or drama or any place that Satan has had the nerve to put his hands on, and you call for a miracle. When the children of Israel got to the Red Sea, that looks like curtains. You ain't got nowhere else to go. The army is behind you, but guess what? Open heavens. That Red Sea parted. Joseph, talk about a closed door. His brother sold him into slavery. He was falsely accused of rape. He ended up becoming at the second in command, where he would talk about a miracle. Sarah and Abraham, old and decrepit, closed door. You too old to have any children. And guess what? Father of many nations. Daniel, thrown into the lion's den. Talk about a closed door. And then they closed that door with lions behind it. But there was a miracle, open heaven, that manifested in that situation. Jonah, he closed his own doors. I'm not doing that. I'm not ministering to them people. I'm not talking to the Ninevites, because people believe that the Ninevites had killed Jonah's family, or that there was some reason for him to have some ought against them. But when he got it right, God used a whale. Don't just think about the story from a Bible situation. If you're swimming in the Pacific Ocean right now and you are swallowed by a whale, y'all know what kind of miracle it takes to be swallowed and get past those teeth without getting jacked up? Get past those jaws without getting smashed? Okay, what about when you hit that stomach acid? This man survived 3 days in the belly of the whale. And this had to be a big enough whale to do that. But then when he was vomited up, the whale got him onto dry ground. So that was a miracle too, because, how do you get close to dry ground? The water rises up. So, okay, open heaven. Somebody say, open heavens. Somebody look up and say, open heaven over me, God. David and Bathsheba, they messed up. David and Goliath. David's story his testimony is nothing but closed doors and open heavens. The adulterous woman caught at the well. Everybody was like, kill her. You did it. It's already done. You closed the door on yourself 4 times. But God restored her. The woman with the issue of blood, 12 years. She was healed at the touch of the garment. Open heaven. Jairus' daughter, don't bother Jesus anymore. She's dead. Closed door. It's over. It's finished. Jesus said, fear not. Only believe. She was raised from the dead. The man at the pool of Bethesda, he had a relationship fail. He had nobody to help him get into the miracle water. Closed door. Whatever that had to happen, where's your family that's there with you to help you get into the miracle water? This guy is laying by the water saying, I can't never get healed. I'm crippled because no one is here to help me. What a tragic story. Closed door, open heaven. Jesus brought the pool right to him, healed him instantly. Samson closed his own doors after, messing with Delilah, but ended up dealing with, he killed more people and had more success in his death than he had in his whole life. Open heaven. Moses, this guy, many, many stories of closed doors and open heaven. Moses, when he was born into a race where they were killing people. He was put into a basket and raised by his very own enemies. Talk about an open heaven. God used him mightily. He killed somebody and was on the run, and yet God still took him and opened heaven, and his destiny was not changed because of the closed door. That's where some of y'all are at right now. Man, circumstances, and situations cannot stop the purpose of God on your life.
I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. I want to invite you to subscribe, as well as visit our website at michelleferguson.org. We have some materials there that can help you as you walk through life, live the life that God created for you. As always, I'm Michelle Ferguson, helping you to discover, develop, and celebrate who God has created you to be. See you next time.